So last week, or last Thursday, there was the first congressional hearing on Ebola, and you heard this mass hysteria about closing down the borders. We got to close down the borders. We've got to close down the borders. You kept hearing this mass hysteria. We've got to close on our borders to West African traffic. Now, closing the borders will not work. Okay? So, like this whole idea of imposing a travel ban just doesn't make much sense, and here is why it doesn't make much sense. First, it just fuels the level of hysteria that we have in this country, right? All the people who are worried about Ebola, worried about it coming, you shut the borders down and you create more hysteria. Thing two is why. Because if we decide to do a travel ban, then we lose the ability to track passengers coming into the United States from West Africa. Here is why. A passenger, like say for example, let's use Sierra Leone. A passenger could leave Sierra Leone, get on a boat, or get on a boat and go to Gabon. He can get on a boat and go to Angola. He can go to Cote d'Ivoire. He can go to Egypt. He can go to Tunisia. He can go to Morocco. And from there, that passenger can then get on a plane. When he gets on that plane, he can, go to Brussels, he can go to China, he can go to Hong Kong, he could go to Nagasaki, he can go to Tokyo, he can go to so many different places before entering the United States. And because we have a travel ban, we'll be absolutely unable to track his departure from that West African country. So that means we will increase the chances of Ebola happening and us not knowing about it. What we need to do in this country is really do everything we can to make sure we're monitoring those individuals coming into the country and make sure we're quarantining those people that have a fever. Because once again, let's talk about the facts. Ebola can only be spread through the exchange of bodily fluid, number one. And number two, Ebola is only contagious when you are symptomatic. When you have a fever, when you have nausea, when you have vomiting, when you have diarrhea. So let's know the facts and know that a travel ban will not solve the problem.